What is up, y'all, and welcome to the new setup. Now, if you're new here, then you don't know this, but we just moved, and this is the first video that I've put up since the move, so I'm being weird about the mic. Like, I don't know how the audio is. There's definitely an echo in here. I'm gonna have to work on it in the after the fact, and tune down the audio because there's an echo because the room is very empty. It's nowhere near being done, but we are very, very stoked to be here, and I'm stoked to get another video up for you guys. I've got a build for you. We've got the Kyrie build. You saw the thumbnail, all of that. I'm gonna give it to you guys. Now, if you're new here, I don't do the whole you have to scrub through the video and find out, what attributes are where, and I'm only showing like the playmaking at one point and the finishing at one point and all this. Like, right after I stop talking right here, or if you just fast forward right now, the whole build will be up for you. It's there. I don't do this hiding bullshit or any of that. So if you want the build, you can go ahead and skip to that. And I go right into full detail. That's what we do here. I don't hide the build from you or anything like that. I go into a lot of detail about the build and specifics and things like that. And if you haven't seen the builder secrets videos, then pretty much anything you need to know on a big man or any other position at all in the game, I have videos specifically on that and all the builder secrets, so to speak, about those builds and how to make those builds, or just builder secrets in general. And on this video, I haven't fully gone through it yet. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it. Obviously, you guys can see how it's been done now, but I'm definitely gonna give you guys some clips like we always do. So when we're going through it top to bottom, going through the build, I'm gonna show you clips of each attribute, layup, we're gonna talk about layup, shooting, all that. I'm gonna give you guys clips, I'm gonna give you guys proof. And I'm probably gonna go ahead and throw one game on the back end of this video just to give you guys some actual gameplay, because you guys have been saying that you like the gameplay, you wanna see gameplay. So I'm gonna go ahead and include it on the end of this video and try and make it not so long, but you guys know how we are here. I talk a lot and my videos are usually pretty long. I give a lot of detail. That's just how we do it here. If you don't like that, skip ahead or don't watch the video. Other than that, a like, a comment, a sub, anything, it helps us, it helps the channel grow, it helps me, and it gives me the motivation to keep coming back and doing this for you guys. So a like, a comment, a sub, tell a homie, whatever. I would appreciate it. You don't have to, but it does mean something, and I've appreciated all the support that you guys have given me along the way. All the links you need for anything, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, my clothing brand, all of that, it's all down below. Now I'm gonna talk real quick just about this room setup and kind of what's coming next. So if you're new here and you don't care, that's totally cool. You can skip ahead. But if you have been here and you've been tagging along and you wanna know, kind of what's next or what's going on here, I'm about to tell you. All right, so the room is nowhere near done, right? There's a lot to do. So this light, that's not a permanent thing. So if you guys remember before, right? We had the two display racks, so to speak, in the background, right? Those are now in the new bedroom because we got an extra bedroom in this new place we moved into, right? So those are in the new bedroom, which is now my clothing brand's room specifically. That's where we do all the shipping. We have all the overstock, all of that. That room is now strictly for that. And those shelves originally were just for overstock and bins and whatnot for the brand. So all of the anime figures that were on those shelves, I'm gonna get them. I wanna get a display case here with lighting, and it'll go against this wall. And if it doesn't take up too much space, maybe we hang some stuff here, but a display case I do want to get there. I definitely need to get a carpet in here just because there's an echo, and hopefully you guys can't hear it because I've edited the audio, but there is an echo. So we need a carpet and just some other stuff in here just to fill the space, so to speak, get some sound stuff on the wall back where you guys can't see and whatnot. But this is the room. This is the new setup. Maybe I'll give you guys a tour of the other room at some point, which is my clothing brand's room if you guys care. And again, that's linked down below. I'm not here to plug it or anything like that. Most of you that are involved with 2K and things like that probably won't care about my brand or like really anything that we do with that brand. It's a totally separate, and I try to keep them separate, but it does exist, and that's what I do. And that's how we got this new space, and that's how we did all of that. It's not because we're some crazy good YouTube creator, because I'm not, but I'm happy to have you guys here along for the ride, and I appreciate all the support. So thank you very much. Other than that, we've got the new setup on the wall. So this actually was always in the room. It used to be my Mac back behind me, and then this was on the table next to it. Now I hung it up on the wall, which I love. So that's super dope. And obviously you guys didn't see these before, some Travis Scott stuff, and this Fortnite Travis Scott scar. This is some paper to some Travis Scott Air Jordan 1s, a little Kobe Bryant jersey painting poster thing there, and Travis Scott McDonald's collab here, and some Supreme bolt cutters there. What are the bolt cutters for? Whatever we need them for, we can take them down easily, use them whenever we need them. A lot of the time they just sit there and they chill. That's pretty much it. This is the space. I think I want to black this out as well, but I'm stoked to be in this new space, and I'm stoked for you guys to be a part of it. because I really want your input on how to go about it. I've already streamed a few times. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I think I'm actually going to stop streaming on YouTube. So if you don't follow the Twitch already, go ahead and follow the Twitch. YouTube just has way too many parameters and everything with like audio and copyright and all this. And I actually they turned my stream off the last time I was live on YouTube because they said there was copyright issues, and I didn't get a strike or anything like that, but I just don't want to mess with it and keep messing with it. And honestly, the whole multi-stream thing right now for me is just like too much. So I'm gonna try and figure it out. I'm not, you know, if I can figure out how to get the audio and everything right so that I can stream on YouTube as well, then I will. But most likely and preferably, I'm gonna be on Twitch. So if you guys would go over to the Twitch, follow there, that's where we're gonna be streaming. And when I stream, I run with subs and everything as well. So if you guys are a part of it over there, then we get to run together and whatnot like that. My Discord's also linked down below, so you'll get notifications when I'm live and all of that as well on there. Other than that, I think I got sidetracked, but I'm stoked for you guys to be a part of this room because when I streamed a couple times already, someone told me about getting some matte covers for these so that this reflection isn't going off on here like it is now. So I'm definitely gonna order those. Oh, we got a new chair too, which is really dope. It's a Razer chair. I love it. It is very, very nice. So we got this with the new setup and I'm very, very stoked about that. Other than that, the desk setup is the same. I put up some photos, you know, of the process. I don't know if anyone follows me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, but I put up the process of this room, painting it, you know, setting the wall up so far. We got to add a lot more to it, but I've been posting on Twitter, you know, and updating as much as I can, but we're finally back and we're finally here. And I'm stoked to be back, and thank you guys so much for all of the support. I'm so stoked. 2K really doesn't have that much to offer for us right now, but it's okay because 2K25 is coming, and it will. And GTA 6 is coming, and I'm stoked to hop on that too. And we got a lot of stuff just coming just in general, and we're hyped and we're motivated, and we're not gonna lose our drive in it all. You know, 2K dies out at the end of the year. We know how it is, but there's still, you know, you can still have fun on it, and I still get to run with y'all and, you know, have a good time. So other than that, I'm gonna get right into the build. I'm gonna shut up and we can go from there. All right, so point guard 6'3". Yes, Kyrie is actually 6'2", but we're going 6'3". I prefer 6'3s over 6'2s on this. Is there any specific reason why? I honestly think you might get more attribute ratings at 6'2". I'm not sure, but I just like 6'3s. If just to keep it simple, I like 6'3s over 6'2s, so we put it at 6'3". 186 with a 6'7" wingspan. And again, everything starts right here in the builder. You guys know that if you've been here, and if you don't know that, go watch the builder secrets videos. You'll learn everything you need to know, but I don't want to kill any much more time here. Okay, so it's actually 1 a.m. here. It's technically, well, it's Monday morning because it's 1 a.m., but it was Sunday night, and I just watched the Mavs game, and Kyrie just had I have it here, I'll throw it up on the screen, but 40 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, and 6 3-pointers made. So I actually already had this build going, and I had it leveled and was getting content already, but then Kyrie had this game, so I was like, I've got to get this build up quick. So the next morning, hopefully everyone can see this if, you know, he's trending or whatever, because he just got a crazy stat, and he played a great game. They had like a record-breaking comeback. They didn't end up winning it, but the series is very, very entertaining, and I love Kyrie so much. So I already had this build going and everything, but like I said, since he just had that game, I'm like, okay, I got to get this video up quick. So hopefully the next morning I can get this, or the next day at least, I guess today, Monday, I can get this up for you guys, you know, so it's soon after the fact, but at the latest, it'll be up Tuesday. You guys are seeing it now, so whatever. Okay, so hopping right into the builder, this is it. And if anyone else skipped here, what up? This is it. I told you guys, I don't hide it from you, none of that. So if you're new here, it's not hidden. You might have had to skip forward a little bit, but you didn't have to scrub through, right? I hate when I have to do that when I watch other people's videos, when I'm scrubbing through to see, okay, what's the finishing on this? And then I've got to remember the finishing, and then I've got to see the shooting, and then you see everything separate. And it's like, bro, like if you have to, whatever, I'm not even gonna go on a rant about it because I'll just talk too much, but this is the build. 60 close shot. We don't invest in the close shot here. That is just by default. Look, I'm on a guard. I'm not saying close shot isn't worth it. I'm saying for my play style and what I do, I don't invest in the close shot. I never have. So close shot is at 60. That's just by default. 85 driving layup. Now, I've showed you guys a lot in past videos that default small and like 74 driving layup, or not even having layup invested into, you can still finish at the rim effectively. Because base, I mean, if you're attacking the rim anyways, especially on a guard like this, right? Like I've probably broken off my defender and I'm going up against nobody. So will my build finish a layup? Yes. Am I going to get like crazy LeBron James layup package animations and go in traffic and score on three? No, that's not what I'm saying. But can you be effective? Yes. And that kind of comes down to the skill and how you can break down your defender if you can get open. There should really be no difference of breaking off a defender and taking that open mid-range and then breaking off a defender and going up for a lay, assuming that the big man's not in the paint or someone else isn't collapsing. It ultimately is an open take. So that to say, a Kyrie Irving build with only 85 layup, yes, it's more than enough, and you get the Kyrie layup package. Now, to be honest, I'm running the Trae Young one. The Kyrie one is sick. You get a lot of great finishes, but Kyrie Irving layups in translation to 2K just don't do well. DeMar DeRozan's package has the same thing. The whole like under and what this, like you can't control the timing that the crazy flashy layups happen. So like, you know which animation you're gonna get. So when it happens when you don't want it to, that's no fun. So I actually run the Trae Young and I prefer it, but Kyrie Irving layup package is very, very good as well. But ultimately we get the Kyrie Irving layup package. And honestly, I specifically wanted to have lower layup. Initially, I wanted 91, but I specifically wanted to try it lower and just get Kyrie package unlocked and just leave it at that, because I see so many people on YouTube like investing into 91 driving layup, but they're not even investing into strength up to 65 to get the gold fearless finisher. So, and then I also like my shooting guard, which we have a video up of the sharpshooting James Harden build that we did, but my shooting guard Chef, he also has little to no layup, or like 74, just uses default small layup, and he regularly, effectively finishes at the rim. And it's also because he's so efficient at the three, so it kind of gets people to play him close and he can get around him and go up for a lay. So either way, like I don't believe that you have to have layup super, super high in order to be effective. Does it help? Yes, because packages. But ultimately, like I feel like I specifically wanted to try just 85 and not go up to the 91 just to test that basically. And I've been running it and I have no issues as I suspected. And as I've shown you guys before, like I said, with the default small layup package and whatnot. But you're getting great badges here. Giant Slayer Hall of Fame is like the main thing, right? So at 85, you're getting Giant Slayer Hall of Fame. And that's what we want. We're 6'3", we're little, but we're super, super fast. And we also have Slithery Silver, and Slithery is a very, very goated badge. So Slithery Silver, yeah, it's not gold or Hall of Fame, yeah, but Giant Slayer is, Pro Touch is, and Pro Touch pops up almost every single time. Giant Slayer pops up almost every single time. Slithery pops up every single time. So now, as we've talked about before in other videos, Builder Secrets one specifically, but you're stacking badges, right? So we're not just only like, oh, well, we don't get Fearless Finisher Gold, or oh, we don't get Slithery Gold or Hall of Fame. No, we don't. But if you're utilizing things correctly, you should be stacking your badges by what you're doing. For example, if you catch a ball and you're in the corner, right? And you shoot it immediately, right? When you catch it, you're gonna get catch and shoot, you're gonna get corner specialist, you're gonna get open looks, you're gonna get all these badges that are gonna stack, right? And the key is to try and stack those. If you catch it in the corner and you don't shoot it immediately, you're gonna not stack the catch and shoot badge with open looks and corner specialists. So the goal is to try and stack your badges. So same with layup. Yes, we don't get Slithery and Fearless Finisher, like I said, but you've got Giant Slayer Hall of Fame that pops up almost every time. You've got Pro Touch Hall of Fame that pops up almost every single time. And then that with Slithery and Fearless, plus like you have good packages and you should be hopefully taking a good take. At the very least, you're gonna draw a foul because we have gold whistle, or you're just gonna get a layup because it's a basketball game and you can finish a layup. 85 layup, I've been enjoying it. It's very, very fun. To be honest, if I remade the build and I wasn't just trying to be Kyrie, I'd probably just invest into driving dunk and let layup go up to whatever default it goes to, which would probably be 74 or something. And then I'd put driving dunk if I could at like 60 to 65. Just that way you can be more effective realistically, like on a fast break and whatnot, because having no dunk at all, I really don't enjoy having no dunk at all. But also, I typically play the style of like going up for the lay or the dunk and like having a lot of finishing, so to speak. Now I have a lot more shooting, so I'm just adjusting my play style to shoot more. So that's okay too, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I very much lean towards having more well-rounded builds rather than super overpowered in one area. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I would rather have probably driving dunk invested up to, I would say to like 60 to 65 if I could. Even if you could just get the 36 driving dunk with the 45 or higher standing dunk, that'd be really good too, because now you're just more effective. And like I said, I believe in the lower layup anyways and can be effective with it. So that's what I would do, but you do whatever you want. But I always say here, this is a template. I'm gonna try and not spend too much time. I'm gonna actually speed this up from this point on so that I can add the gameplay into the end of this video. And the gameplay that I'm gonna going to show you guys. In the gameplay video that's going to be up, I'll put a picture of it here up on the screen, but I have it here on my phone. I had 20 points, 10 assists, 6 steals. Look at the screen here. We have 36 steal on this build. 6 steals I had in this game. So the gameplay game at the end of this is going to be that game. 20 points, 1 rebound, 10 assists, 6 steals, 1 block, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 7 for 9, and 6 for 6 from 3. So that's the game I'm going to show you guys at the end of this. You'll see some clips of it through this, but that's a game I'm going to play at the end of this. And we'll talk about the whole steal thing when we get down there, but it's pretty entertaining. So moving on, 84 mid-range. Now, you don't have to go that high. When you put the 3 ball up to 94, you can go to 79 midi. Now you can do whatever you want with these points. I personally like taking middies and still want to be highly effective there. Plus we're undersized. So I want as much help as I can get on a midi because I'm probably gonna get contested more than I'm used to because I usually play 6'6" or 6'9". So going up to 84 gets us the Midi Magician Gold, and Midi Magician is a great badge. So specifically mid-range, I'm putting up to 84 to get that Midi Magician Gold. Obviously you have all these other great badges because you've got the 94 3 ball as well. So I mean, Hall of Fame open looks, Gold Midi Magician, you guys can see them. These badges are great, and you've got high shooting. There's really not much to talk about. So the 84 mid-range, very, very good. And a 94 3 ball specifically, I've had 92. Now, one, we're making Kyrie. And Kyrie right now, and Kyrie in the playoffs, and Kyrie really this year has been going crazy from 3. Pulling deep, just in tonight's game, his 40-point game, 6 3-pointers made. He pulled a late pass from Luka, deep at top of the key, catch and shoot. And I'm like, I watched it and I was like, yep, I'm glad I gave my build a 94 3 ball because that is literally it. So 94 3 ball specifically to get that gold agent 3 so we can get better percentages for those faders and whatnot at the 3-point line and whatnot. So agent 3 gold is a big boost and is very nice. Now it is expensive. So 92 3 ball is also more than enough. But I specifically with this build and wanting to be this new, playoff version of Kyrie, so to speak, I went with the 94. 1, because I wanted to try it because I never have, and 2, because I think it fits Kyrie now. 99 free throw, whether that fits Kyrie or not, I don't care. We are investing in a free throw on this game, and it is very, very cheap to get, but free throws are hard to get in game, so to speak. I am very consistent with a 71 free throw and Michael Jordan free throw. If you have a low free throw, you could also try Carmelo Anthony. It's very broken for low free throws, but free throws are not free. And I say that in a lot of videos. So 99 free throw, that's where we're going every single time. 87 pass. Now, when I was first making this build, I made a version of it that had 90 speed and also super high acceleration, but I wasn't able to get the 87 pass. I had 77 pass and I was okay with that because 77 pass is truly more than enough. But if we're gonna be Kyrie, sorry, I'm just now looking at the camera, I feel like for the first time, so I look at my screen a lot because I can see myself and I wanna make sure I'm doing this right, I guess, but you guys are up here. So 87 pass specifically for Kyrie because we want the bailout bronze. Now, if you're not gonna go 87, then I would basically just say go 77, and that's the bare minimum for a guard, or really bare minimum at all that I would have on any build. So 77 pass act is more than enough. I have plenty of content of 77 pass, and in the builder secret videos, we talk about passing a lot as well, and we go through the builder individually in each thing. But 77 pass is where I would go if you don't wanna go higher, but we are making a Kyrie build. We want that bailout bronze, and bailout bronze is you don't need bailout any higher than bronze. You can go up almost 95% of your animation and throw an absolute dot out to the open man. So 87 specifically on the Kyrie build to get the bronze bailout. Ball handle, we're going 92 because we're being Kyrie, and Kyrie's one of the best ball handlers and point guards of all time. So 92 is where we're going. Specifically, we're going with the 90 speed with ball to get the Kyrie Irving dribble style. Now, there is a ton of benefits to that. Basically, in short, on a 6'6", if that's what you're accustomed to, you've got a speed boost, right? You've got to flick the right stick and then move the left stick in order to get your speed boost out of a dribble move. On Kyrie dribble style, you can basically just, after a dribble move your left stick into whatever direction you want to run to, and you'll get the speed boost immediately. So Kyrie Irving dribble style for that, and because we made a Kyrie build, 90 speed with ball is what you have to have. I think you can even have lower ball handle, but as long as you have the 90 speed with ball, but don't quote me on it, go on to 2K Labs, see all the requirements on anything you need before you do any of it. 92 ball handle, yes, you could go 95, but I personally am just not that crazy at ball handling anyways. I'm trying to get better. And 92 is just enough for me and this build right now. So that's all we need. 92 the ball. 76 perimeter defense. Yes, it is more than enough. I'm gonna be honest, you guys can lock down on the perimeter with even lower perimeter defense. I mean, you at the very least, I would invest into perimeter enough to get off-ball pest silver, which is at 68. But if you want to be still not a liability at all, 76, I'm showing you guys clips, it's more than enough. You don't have to go higher than that. And you've got to think it's not your role on the team to be like a crazy elite defender. Now, again, I told you guys, and I showed you the photo of the game, but I had 6 steals in a game. So like not having steal, not having perimeter, like I'm holding my guys to low points. It stick skill and just skill in the game comes into play with this a lot. But then also just with defense in general, we have speed. And if you watch almost any video of anyone making a build, they'll tell you speed matters a lot. And speed helps a ton when you're guarding on the perimeter. And I'll get into more detail about that and talk about it as well once we get into steal. But 76 perimeter defense is gonna get you everything bronze, plus you get the silver off-ball pest. And off-ball pest is a great badge. Now, if you're good enough, you can, like, even if you don't think about all these badges that are bronze, just with off-ball pest, literally, like, if you just face guard your man and you just never leave him and you're just always bullying him and off-ball pesting him, I can hold guys to little to no points because I'm just not allowing them to get the ball. Just because I'm being annoying, I'm being a pest, off-ball pest. So off-ball pest is great, and then all the other things are an added bonus. And if you just don't want to be a liability completely, I would invest in the 76 perimeter. However, you could just make an offense heavy point and just disregard what I'm saying. 36 steal. Now, I had extra points at the end of this and I just invested into steal as much as I could, but I at least wanted to invest into steal enough so that I had some, not because I think I'm really gonna get a steal, but so that when I do tap X to try and get a steal, I don't go flying 100 yards out into the stands and run into everybody and then get stuck and I can't get back into the play for like another 12 seconds. So I personally do see a difference at putting the steal. I think it's the same with block, right? Which I talk about a lot. If you're new here and you don't know about it, block is going to help you get contests on the perimeter. So I don't get any badges out of this, but I literally have a block on a big man that I have, and I've gotten multiple blocks, one in that game as well that I've already showed you. But like, these things help. Yes, I'm not getting a badge out of it, but they still help you with animations. So that's the key thing with investing into the 36 steal or just steal in any capacity. I had extra points. I wanted to put them into steal and into block because I just wanted better animations in any capacity that it could give me. And I do see a difference having the 36 steal. And actually in these videos that you're seeing, my steal is only at 32 during these games. So 36 steal is just making it, for me, at least what I've noticed, when I'm tapping X and trying to get a steal, I might not get it, but I'm not going flying or like, you know, being taken out of the play for an extended period of time. So that's a good thing. Block, we have at 55. Now, like I said, blocks help you with contests on the perimeter. I have a whole video about it just specifically if you want to get into crazy detail about it or whatever and see a lot more proof and content of it. But 55 block gets us nothing. In order to get chase down artists, you need 68 block, which I don't even think I can get it that high on this build. But at 55 block, I'm getting better jumps, which is helping. Like if you get busted off on the perimeter and you try to recover and you jump, you're going to get a good jump. You're going to get a good contest. And then obviously if you're trying to get a chase down, you're going to get a better animation as well. Will you get it? Not usually, but you're going to get a much better animation just in case. And you do still get it sometimes. And I have, you know, clips of it. And I even got it on a guy. He was either the 4 or the 5 on a fast break, I think it was. And I got a block on him just by putting my body down there, being in the right space and just, you know, jumping. So having that block invested into will help you get better contests on the perimeter and better animations. The point is the animations, but it's obviously going to help you down low as well. You've got that block invested into. If I'm walling up and I'm down in the paint for whatever reason, if I jump, I'm going to get at least a good jump rather than a bad jump and an automatic foul, you know? So better animations, totally worth it in my opinion. And block on these smaller builds is also super cheap. So typically when you have points left over, if you're going to invest them anywhere, just invest them into block, or, you know, wherever you think. See, maybe you can bump your pass up if it was lower. Maybe you can bump your free throw up if it was lower. If you have at least 36 driving dunk, maybe you can up that standing dunk depending on what height or whatever you're on. But you got to know your thresholds. I don't want to go into crazy detail about them here. Again, Builder Secrets video tells you all this in much more detail. But for instance, like If you had a 76 3 ball and you could put, you know, you had extra points at the end of the build and you can get the 76 3 ball to 78 3 ball, you gain no badges, but there's a big percentage in your there's a big percentage boost in your make percentage from 76 to 78 on a 3 ball. So knowing thresholds like that, when you have, you know, little extra points at the end, throw them where they're going to benefit you the most. For me on this build and what I wanted, it was in block and it was in steal because everything else was where I wanted it. Defensive rebound is just there by default. We're not investing into that, or maybe I put a point or two into it just because I was like, oh, well, if I'm down there or whatever, I might as well have it super cheap, and everything else is literally where I want it, and I can't get anything else high enough to where it matters, so I'll just put it here. So 86 speed, you're going to want that gold speed booster. There's no reason to not have gold speed booster. You've already invested into so much on this build, or I've invested so much on this build specifically to be fast. We're going 86 so that we get the gold speed booster. Gold hyperdrive is cool. 83 excel so that we get the gold blow by. Now, a lot of people don't believe in blow by. A lot of people don't believe in acceleration. I agree that you don't have to have acceleration. I typically run 6'6" guards with 75 or 73 acceleration, and I have no issues, and I love them. They're great. And even Koza, if you guys don't follow Koza, which you probably already do if you're watching me, just because he is far bigger and superior and cooler than I. But Koza like just made a new build and he put it up on his Twitter. I don't think he has a YouTube video up of it yet, but go check him out, Koza2K on Twitter and anything else. He just put up a video and he like has like a no speed with ball on it, and probably has low excel too. He always makes like sketchy builds with excel and stuff, and like that's also a skill level thing. I could never do what he does on those builds, but if you know what you're capable of, you can get away with certain things. And that to say, I believe that you don't have to have acceleration to be, you know, like efficient and effective, but I don't think that acceleration is worthless. And that's what a lot of people say. They're like, you don't need it. 73 is all you need. That's it, period. I think I can get away with it, and if I want to save the points so that I can make my build more effective elsewhere, I will do that. But I absolutely believe in acceleration, and I see a huge difference in acceleration across the board, whether I have the ball or not. And I absolutely see a difference in gold blow by and silver blow by. Absolutely. Gold blow by is really when you see blow by actually activate and work, and on a regular basis to where you're like, this is totally worth it. But when you have silver blow by, it doesn't activate enough, and typically you're like, what's the point of blow by? This badge sucks. At least that's how I felt personally. But 83 excel just to get that blow by. You guys don't have to do that, but again, we're making Kyrie and we're just making a build that's fast. Like we've got high ball handle, high speed with ball, high speed. I'm gonna have high excel too. You can totally go lower excel if you want. Just make sure you have the thresholds where you need them in order to get the Kyrie Irving dribble style if that's what you're going for. And again, check 2K Labs for all of that info, because that's what I do while, during, before I'm making a build. After I made 2 of these builds before I fully invested into one of these builds, because I was just like, let me double check this, and I was off on something, and then we made this one. So double check, triple check. 2K Labs, they have all the info you need on all your thresholds for anything. Any sigs, layups, dunk packages, jump shots, all of that. So just double, triple check that. Strength, I'm going up to 60 because I do believe in the Fearless Finisher badge. So if I'm gonna have my layup up, I am going to always match my strength high enough to get Fearless Finisher as high as I can. And at 85 driving layup, the highest Fearless Finisher you can get is silver, and that's at 60 strength. So we're going 60 strength for that. And we get bronze physical handles as a bonus out of that, which I also really believe in physical handles as a badge. Lessens the chance of being bothered by defenders on the perimeter while dribbling. I think that's a great little thing to have in addition to the 92 ball handle and everything else we have. 56 vertical, that's just there by default, and 99 stamina because we never skimp on stamina. That is the build. No, you do not get shades of Kyrie Irving, but it is the build that we made to be Kyrie Irving. So Steve Nash, Stephen Curry, and Trae Young, great shades, great point guards as well, some of the best. So Playmaking 3-level threat is the build that we get, and that's it. Now, these builds are always just templates for you guys. If the build the way I made it is exactly what you think you want based off of what I've said or how you know your play style is, then cool, make it that way. But I typically tell you guys, well, I tell you guys, use it as a template. Change whatever you need to as you see fit in order to make it work best for you. Don't get caught up in meta or this or that, or you need this or you need that. No, you need what works best for you and your play style. So use it as a template, change it however you need to, but don't over invest in things and then don't under invest in things. For instance, like I said, the 76 to 78 3 ball, I personally wouldn't go, if I was going over 78, I would go to 86, or then I'd go to 92. I wouldn't go to like 81 or 82. I would probably put those points elsewhere. that they would be more beneficial. If there was nowhere else to put them that was more beneficial, then sure, put them wherever you want, it doesn't matter. But know your thresholds, don't overinvest, don't underinvest, do your thing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let the gameplay play for you guys from that game that I told you about, but there's no audio in it with the way that I recorded it. Typically I clip things in Xbox and then I export all of those clips and I edit it on my computer. This time I just recorded the same way I do now for this video that you're seeing of me talking. I just recorded it in OBS and I didn't have my game audio on in OBS, so it didn't really pick it up. So there's not gonna be any audio or talking or anything. I'm just gonna have some music over it, but I'm gonna go ahead and play the gameplay. Other than that, y'all, a like, a comment, a sub, any of it, none of it, whatever you wanna do. And if you made it this far, drop a comment and say Goku. That's Goku in that little animated thing right there. So drop a comment, say Goku if you made it this far. I appreciate you guys. I'm super stoked on the new setup and I'm super stoked for you guys to be a part of it because we're gonna do it together. I want your guys' opinions on things, you know, and add things that you guys, you know, send or recommend or whatever it is. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.